Happy holidays, foodies. We are going to be getting into some eggnog waffles. They are so good, but make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe before you continue watching. All right, to begin, we are going to be adding some all-purpose flour to the bowl, and then we're going to be following that up with some granulated sugar. I prefer to use organic sugar because, you know, health. Next, we'll be adding baking powder, and then we're going to be adding our warm spices like cinnamon and nutmeg to complement the star of the show, eggnog. Next, we're going to be adding some salt to balance out all of the sweetness, and then we're going to be stirring up all of our dry ingredients before we get into the liquids. So as for the eggnog, I use Trader Joe's brand, but feel free to use what other brand you like, and if you want to use a non-dairy brand, you can do that as well. Next, we're going to be adding our buttermilk. The buttermilk is going to make the waffle nice and fluffy, and I'm just going to mix it on up. I'm going to be adding a little bit more buttermilk just to thin it out a little bit. I do like my waffles light and fluffy, but if you like more of a crispy, thick situation, add less buttermilk. It's that easy. Next, we're going to be adding some vanilla extract. If you don't have any, no worries, you do not have to add it. And then we are going to be giving it a nice mix again, adding our 2 eggs as well as some melted butter. After those 2 ingredients, the batter is done. Make sure y'all click the link in the description to get the full recipe. This is a recipe that you do not want to miss this holiday season, so y'all know the drill. So to make the waffle, it's really simple. If you know how to work a waffle iron, you know how to do this. I just like to put some butter to grease my waffle iron, and then I like to put a good amount of the batter in the middle of that iron. You want to make sure you don't overflow it, and then you're going to twist it on up and then cook it for about 4 to 5 minutes, depending on how, crispy you like yours. Again, I do like mine light and fluffy, so I'm not going to cook it for too long, but again, it's all a preference thing. So first rule of thumb for this whipped cream, you have to make sure your heavy cream is very cold. If you need to put it in the freezer a few minutes before you make it, feel free to do so. But you're going to be adding that to a bowl, followed up with some cinnamon, nutmeg, vanilla extract, and sugar. And then beat that thing on up, y'all. You have to make sure you whip it vigorously. It may take a few minutes, but you want to mix it until peaks begin to form. Do not break your whisk like I did, okay? You need to put it in a blender, a food processor, use a hand mixer, immersion blender, whatever you see fit. But just make sure it gets that final texture that you want, and then throw it in the fridge. I sometimes put mine in the freezer to store it as well, because in the fridge it can get a little bit more liquidy, and you want to make sure it's as cold as possible, again, to keep that texture. And now we're just going to be topping our eggnog waffle with our spiced whipped cream. And of course, you have to top that with some pure maple syrup, 100% maple, okay? Don't give me nothing less, nothing more. And y'all, this waffle is so good. Again, click the link in the description to get the full recipe. Happy holidays.